Hey folks, I've got a silly cat dating game that I'm gonna play. I'm super excited about. um, yeah, so this is Purrfect Date. It's not been out for very long, and it is a um, like combination dating sim, visual novel, and like a British comedy or something. I don't know. I don't know what I'm getting myself in for, but I'm excited to see what it's like. So, get right into it. All right, this is a new game. I've not seen any of it. Pretty exciting. Oh my gosh, they get anime eyes when you hover over them. She's pretty adorable. I like that there is a wide range of appearances. That's pretty rad. Um, all right, I'm gonna go with her. And I'm gonna do a random name because I'm bad at. I'm not gonna use Chrissy because that is my friend's name. Uh, do oh, very normal names. Yeah, I've seen Iris pop up twice. Let's do Iris. That's a fine name. Autosave. You can reject autosave? I don't know what that'll do. I'm not gonna pick that, but I think that's great. Also great is the cats in this wallpaper that's scrolling behind. I think that's fantastic. So cute. I'm not sure how long we've been sailing, but it feels like forever. I'm not feeling too well now, so it's a huge relief to hear the deck lad shout, "Island approach! Make yourself ready!" I'm finally here. When I applied last month, I was just another broke student living off of baked beans, and didn't really think I had a chance of being accepted to be part of the prestigious Cat Island research team. Yet here it is. The little black dot in the distance, growing bigger by the second, is the infamous Cat Island, the place I will call home for the next few months. My heart momentarily skips a beat. What if there's been a mistake? What if they accepted someone else's application and accidentally sent the offer to me? I rummage about in my bag until I find the papers. Dear Iris, we are pleased to be able to offer you the position of research assistant to Professor Popper? Oh my god. At our research facility on Cat Island. The position will be for an initial period of 8 weeks. Your contract will be sent separately. We look forward to working with you. Yours sincerely, Professor Popper. So cute. No mistake. That's my name. Right there in the top left-hand corner, Iris. And there's his name at the bottom, the genius behind this whole operation. Professor Popper, science genius, and my new boss! I look up from my papers to see dry land rapidly approaching before us. It seems to be surrounded by a huge barrier of impenetrable black rocks. As we get closer, we're not slowing down, and I begin to worry that we're going to crash into them. Then, at the very last moment, we take a sharp turn to the left, and suddenly, we're sailing smoothly towards a jetty through an opening in the rocks. I blow out the breath that I've been holding and break into a smile. Nicely done, Skipper. The ferryman comes out from behind the steering wheel, ignoring my attempts at camaraderie, and shouts rather brusquely. Take all your belongings. We won't be back for days, so don't leave nothing you'll need. Thank you. I smile weakly at the ferryman and his son and pick up my bags, ready to disembark. We glide seamlessly up to the wooden jetty, and the son leaps ashore to tie us off. He's greeted by a bulky man in a uniform, who I take to be a security officer of some kind. Joe? Sir, caught you a mouse. And then he laughs loudly, as though he's said the funniest thing he's ever heard. It's very disconcerting. The security guard remains surly and turns his attention to me. Let's be having you, then. He holds out his large hand, which I assume is an offer to help me off the boat. As I reach out to take it, he snatches it away, throwing me off balance so that I almost fall over the side. What a great start. ID card? Oh, I see. Of course. I reach into my back pocket and hand over the laminated card I was given on the mainland. Cat Island Security. He barely looks at it before striding off, grunting over his shoulder. This way. If I do voices for people, by the way, I will forget what voices I've used, so they'll probably change. I follow him down a dirt track path and get my first proper view of the island. It's beautiful, lush and green. I'm already under its spell. After no more than a couple of minutes trekking, we're in base camp, which consists of an assortment of tents and huts. Among them are two more solid-looking structures, one larger and one smaller. I presume these are the labs. The whole camp is moderate, but functional. It reminds me of an army outpost. I'm struck by the lack of people. In fact, there's no one around apart from an older woman sitting outside, peeling a pile of potatoes. I smile and give her a little nod, but she just stares back at me. I try not to get paranoid. Here. He stopped at the largest of the tents, indicating that I should go inside. I feel rude just walking in, so I make my presence known first. Hello? A firm but friendly voice calls out. Come. I walk in, and there he is, hunched over some documents, the great Professor Popper. Sir, it's an honor to meet you. Yes, yes. You must be Iris? Come in, my dear. Glad to have you on board. Good journey? Well, long. Yes, indeed. We're rather tucked away here. Let me offer you some refreshment. Water? Coffee? Something stronger, perhaps? Whiskey? So my options are, I'm fine, thank you. Just water if you have some. It would be rude to let you drink whiskey on your own. Love a cup of tea if there's a pot on the go. He's my new boss. I don't want to drink whiskey in front of him immediately. Where the cat's at? I haven't met the cat yet, Brian. But this is Professor Popper, which is the greatest NPC name of all time. So I think I'm gonna go with a pot of tea. Ah, I can tell you're new. The tea here tastes like cat's piddle. Really don't want to drink it. Oh, ew. Gross. That face. He pours me a cup of coffee from his canteen instead. It's a good thing I like coffee. It'll take you a while to find your way around and discover how it all works. So for today, I thought I would just get you kitted out and maybe introduce you to some of the locals. The cats, that is. I believe you've already met most of the human locals. Oh, I've only met the ferryman and the security guard who brought me here. Yes, that's about it. And the lady outside? Ah, Miss Marigold. Her and her husband are the caretakers. Wonderful couple, the Marigolds. You'll meet them before too long. We're a tidy little family here, Iris, and I'm sure you'll fit in nicely. Thank you, sir. I hope so. Okay, so first things first. This is your basic kit. He begins going through a pile of things on his desk, explaining each of them in turn. This is your backpack. You can put everything in it. We will be going on plenty of field trips, so it will be very useful. As will your own water bottle. Some disinfectant hand spray. Ah, these are heavy-duty reinforced gloves, which are essential when tagging cats out in the wild. Don't want any scratches from felines we don't know now, do we? I suppose not. I shove each item into my new backpack as he gives them to me. Likewise, these goggles are to be brought along on all field trips. This lot here, he indicates a small pile of what looks like laundry, is basic uniform. Lab coats, masks, stethoscope, etc. Portable first aid kit, camping knife with all tool attachments. Finally, and without doubt, most importantly, this! He holds up something that looks a lot like a mobile phone, except it clearly isn't one. This is your catalog. Oh my god. Jesus. Catalog? Yes, the name comes from its earliest version. It was initially designed to record and store data on the cats, scan them, and log their details, but as you see, we've come a long way since then. Now you can use it to communicate with the rest of our team. I've added everyone's contact details for you. Listen to music, take photos. There's even a pen that comes with it to insert microchips into the back of the cat's neck so that we can keep track of them. It is a very valuable piece of equipment, Iris, and I need you to protect it above all else. Do you understand? He's looking me directly in the eye and clearly expects a response. Well, yeah. Yes, sir, of course. I will look after it. Good. You'll get to know all the functions as you go along, but for now, I suggest we take a stroll out and see if we can't find a few friends to introduce you so that you can try it out. Cats. Cat time. He hands me the gadget. I feel a bit nervous taking charge of it, but I'm also really keen to have a go. We head down to the beach, the professor explaining things as we go. The mixture of terrain on Cat Island is quite unique. Even in such a relatively small area, you'll find forests, mountains, jungle, beaches, woodland, all of these different geological and ecological zones in one place. It really is most remarkable. It certainly is. Even the lack of wildlife is, in itself, quite remarkable. What do you mean, Professor? Well, put simply, there's a type of force field that surrounds the island, disallowing anything to enter. You mean literally anything? Absolutely. No birds, fish, or creatures of any kind can penetrate it. Forgive my lack of intelligence on this subject, but, we're here. The professor lets out a disconcertingly loud laugh. Ah, I see what you mean. Well, there is, of course, one small break in the invisible wall, and that is where we built the jetty. But let's not get too bogged down in all this right now. What you need to know, is that basically the island is shaped like a peanut. He picks up a nearby stick and draws a simple map in the sand. This, our end of the island, is very well known to us now. We've been researching here for many years. The other end is not so familiar to us. We've encountered difficulties that have hindered our progress in the region. What the hell? What type of difficulties, Professor? Well, we're not as sure as we'd like to be, but what I can tell you is that the environment has an adverse effect upon humans, including nausea at the very least. And at the worst? Fainting, migraines, possible nerve damage. Gosh, that is serious. As I say, it's best to keep away, but let's not go into all that now, my dear. You've had a long day. For now, let's just say that we refer to the far end of the island as the danger zone, with good reason. Is there a highway to it? Gosh, I hope so. I must ask you not to put yourself at risk by venturing beyond this mountain range here. He refers to the map once more, drawing a line just past the center and an X through the end section. There are wild, aggressive cats out there. I wouldn't want you getting too close to them. Unlike our lovely fellows closer to home. He has led me to a spot where a few cats are lounging about. What do you say we try out your catalog now, Iris? He stoops and picks up one of the animals, a disgruntled-looking cat, who was sleeping under the shade of a palm tree. The cat lets out a displeased mewl, but doesn't struggle. Its large body, billowing with long orange fur, just sort of hangs in the professor's arms in lazy resignation. I have this cat! I have this cat in real life! Would you like to have a go at scanning this delightful chap? I find the on switch and somewhat timidly activate it. The gadget immediately comes to artificial life, emitting a boop 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 sound with a red pulsating light. Benefits of working from home is I get to stream on my lunch break. He's a good boy. Brian, I don't know which cat I want to date yet, jeez. Shouldn't you be working? I select the app labeled cat scan. Oh my god. And it loads instantly. There's no delay on this thing. The professor holds the cat towards me with arms outstretched. I'm sure he said the scanning chip is implanted onto the back of the neck somewhere, but it's difficult to find this one's neck amidst the thick cloud of fur. Date all the cats. Maybe. I don't know, what if one of the cats is a jerk? I blow to make a parting and press the catalog to his skin. It's a bit like scanning groceries in the supermarket where I used to work. That should do it. And he plops the Marmalade Tom back into the shade. Sure enough, upon withdrawal, I found the cat has been successfully scanned. Meow. This is Floofy Butt, apparently. Thanks for popping in. He's so cute. Floofy Butt. Name? Floofy Butt. Gender? Male. Age? 10 years, 4 months. Breed? Red Tabby Persian. Eye color? Red. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. Floofy Butt. I'm gonna take a screenshot. Amazing! Clever, isn't it? A large part of your job here will be to tag and scan the cats, such as Mr. Floofy Butt here. But it looks like you'll have no problems at all in that area. Excellent work, Iris. Thank you, sir. I can't wait to get started. Well, why don't you get a bit more practice with the catalog and scan the rest of them while we're here? These 5 spend a lot of time together. You're like a little family, aren't you? Oh, yes, you are! The professor seems to be a genuine cat lover like me. I think we're going to get on great. Okay, here goes. No help this time. Professor steps back. The first cat I approach is very friendly, with beautiful calico markings. It comes towards me, already purring. Meow! So cute. Also cute. Name, Trixie. Gender, female. Age, 3 years, 8 months. Breed, Calico American Shorthair. Eye color, green. Next is an elegant, sleek, hairless cat sitting gracefully in the sun. She doesn't pay me much attention and allows me to scan her with minimal fuss. Meow. Name, Snooty Booty. Gender, female. Age, 11 years, 1 month. Breed, Sphinx. Eye color, blue. The fourth cat I approach is a noisy one. Meow, 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 meow. Name, McMurphy. Gender, male. Age, 6 years. Breed, brown crossbreed. Eye color, green. And finally, the one I've deliberately put off until last. He's been skulking around the edges of the activity, eyeing me suspiciously as though he could pounce at any moment. I laugh at myself, already projecting personalities onto these animals. Yes! Name, Kibbles. Gender, male. Age, 3 years. Breed, white British long hair. Eye color, green. All done. I hope you enjoyed meeting some of the locals. The professor lets out a little laugh. I have a feeling you'll get to know them quite well in time. That's probably enough for your first date, don't you think? It's quite a lot to take in. I am suddenly exhausted and grateful to be heading back to camp. I'm gonna step away for just a second because my own little floofy butt wants to go outside. So I need to open the door for him. There you go, bud. What, no? You didn't want out there? Why did you act like you did? Oh, because you're a cat and you're weird. It's quite late by the time I've unpacked and settled myself, but I want to write my journal entry before I sleep. I'm surprised at how chilly it is. I pulled my sleeping bag right up to my chin, but I still feel goose pimples bloom over my arms. Shivering, I rub them to warm myself up. It makes me smile to think that this inherent reaction to the cold is what will be keeping my new feline friends warm tonight. My eyelids close, thinking of cats, and the island, and the professor. The world around me drifts away as I float up into a dream. The heck? I'm not sure how long I've been asleep, but I wake with a violent jolt that leaves me sitting bolt upright. So all the little graphical glitches that I've been seeing, it's reminding me of Danganronpa 2. And like, I don't know, it makes me wonder like if this is gonna end up being like some weird virtual reality thing. There, go outside then. It's too dark to see anything, but I hear a rustling and then a strange electronic noise, one that in my sleepy confusion I can't place right away. Boop, boop, boop. The catalog. Acting on instinct, I scramble to my feet and follow the noise out of the tent. I look around me and my fears are confirmed when I catch sight of a pulsing red light, getting fainter in the direction of the forest. I snap into action, running as fast as I can. Barefoot, dressed in my pajamas, running at full speed into the forest in the dark of night. I must be crazy. The words of Professor Popper are ringing in my ears. I need you to protect it above all else. My legs are trembling beneath me. I stop, feeling my heart beat heavy throughout my body. I wheeze in and out, my breath billowing in front of me in white puffs. I shouldn't feel like this. Why am I so dizzy? I try to get my bearings and realize I blundered perilously close to the danger zone. I can just make out shapes of some large animals in front of me before my eyes close and I drop to my knees. See what's... I open my eyes. The calico cat I scanned yesterday is sitting in front of me. She drops the catalog at my feet. I pass out. Hello, can you hear me? Are you okay? What is it? Don't be ridiculous, Kibbles. It's a human. Oh yeah, yuck. I can smell it now. Smells like a human. Oh, do be quiet. Are they alive? Of course it's alive. It's breathing, you imbecile. Why isn't it moving? Would you come on and give him some space? Move back a bit. Yes, stand back. Move out of my way. Let me have a proper look. Begin to come to. The Sphinx cat is standing over me as I open my eyes. We stare at each other for a moment while I try to take in what's happening. Is this one defective? Oh, I feel sick. I'm gonna puke. The cats watch me intently. Am I going insane? Ouch, my head! What is it chattering about? They're scared and confused. Let me talk to them. Human? Are you alright? You! I remember you. You took my catalog. Oh, but I gave it back to you. It's back in your pocket now. Try to reach into my pocket and realize my hands are scratched to shreds. Ow, ow, ow. What's wrong with my hands? I try to stand. Ow, 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 my feet! What happened to me? Yeah, I guess that's from all the climbing? Told you it wasn't ready for that. What's that? Ready for what? It's an anatomical structure. Its anatomical structure is far too delicate. I tried to slow it down. Yeah, Floof, you try restraining a human who's that determined. It's like a margay. Its anatomical structure didn't seem that delicate to me. I was like, a what? Doing what? You made your own way back to the beach. Okay, but that doesn't explain. I show my bleeding hands. Ah, you crawled. Kara? 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 Who's Kara? That's not my name. It's a term of endearment. It's an Irish thing. Oh, is he supposed to be Irish? Aw. It's inappropriate. Wait, I crawled? Sure did. I don't think I can do an Irish accent, I'm sorry. Like a cat? Yep. All the way from the mountains? Like a bleeding mountain lion. Impressive! But why? Because you got the sickness. Shh! Maybe you should sit down, human. We need to have a talk. Possibly a long talk. Talk? Yes, that's right. Since when can cats talk? Oh, for goodness sake, since the dawn of time. How else do you think we communicate? Ah, stop splitting whiskers, Major. You know full well what the human is saying. I think the revelation here, Kara, is that you can understand us. Yes, that too. Will someone please explain what the hell is going on here? Well, we don't fully understand everything ourselves, at least not all the details of how this works. I think being stood in a forest surrounded by a bunch of talking cats is about as much detail as anyone could want. I agree. And more to the point, we were rather hoping you would be able to help us. You are the scientist, after all. What we do know is that the clock has started ticking for you. What do you mean? Well, there's no easy way to say this to you, Kara. You'll be catified. I'll be what? Whether you help or not, you don't have a lot of time before... Ahem! If I may. It would seem, and we are basing this on our experiences to date, that when a human manages to find themselves in what I believe you call the danger zone, they're vulnerable in ways that they previously were not. That is to say, you're screwed. You're not helping. Don't make me... Whoa, Mountain Lion, there will be no violence of any kind. Forgive me for being a bit panicked here. The vulnerability to which Snooty Booty was referring is, simply put, if you are bitten or scratched by an elder cat within the danger zone, you will begin a process of change that will ultimately result in full feline transition. Catified. So basically, you're telling me I'm a werecat? I look down, and in amongst the scratches on my right hand are two distinct puncture marks. The reality of my situation descends on me like a cold mist. Basically. Yes. My head is spinning. This is too much for me to take in. Take a breath now, Kara. You're not looking so good. What? Have I started to change? I feel my head for ears, for everything seems to be normal. No. I just meant you're looking a bit shaky. Understandably so. I take a few deep, steady breaths and calm myself enough to say, okay, so... Why... How... What? Give me some data. What have you got so far? Look, we'll answer anything what we can, but the truth is, we have more questions than answers ourselves. So... You said you need my help. What exactly would that entail? Well, finding our friends would be a start. The cats on this island, they're going missing. We don't know what's happening to them, but the body count is rising, and we've hit a wall. Wall of ignorance, maybe. Really, how many times do I have to tell you? The Muellers are to blame. Muellers? Now, Floofy Butt, there's no need for name-calling. Oh, wrong voice. Huh. Speaking of name-calling, I'll remind you to call me Major, madam. Look, they can't help the way they are. It's lack of breeding, you know? Overbreeding, if you ask me. Again, Muellers? They're the elder cats, the island originals. They can't speak the way we can, hence the derogatory term. Muellers. And how are they to blame exactly? Well, if I knew that, there would have been no need for this elaborate kidnapping. It's hardly proving to be a roaring success after all. Look, Kara, all we know is that we are no longer safe on the island. The elders who live within the danger zone are hostile towards us. Not sure why, it's just always been that way, and now, because cats are being taken, nowhere else is safe either. You expect the occasional mishap. We live in an undomesticated world here, after all. But lately, cats have been disappearing almost every day. Even the last human we catified went missing. I'm sorry, what? Let's not open old wounds, Kibble. Yes, onwards and upwards. Well, first things first, this werecat thing. Catification. Transition. Whatever. How does it work? Time passes, then you transform into a cat. Yeah. It's a gradual process. It's different for everyone, but you won't just turn overnight. The clock is ticking, however. The first side effect of the transition is being able to understand us. Well, some of us. Not the elders, obviously. Not all the domestics, either. Then you have the whole heightened senses thing, the increased agility, the crazy body hair stuff. Let's not worry the human with all the details just yet. I assume there's an antidote? Oh, Jesus. My own floofy butt just jumped up onto the back of my chair, scaring the crap out of me. I know, buddy. Hi. I know, you're a good boy. Alright. Assume there's an antidote? I'm afraid you're gonna be disappointed in that assumption. Hang on, you said there was someone else who you'd put in this position? Well, let's hope you were a better bet than they were. Unfortunately, they weren't able to discover an antidote or get our friends back. I know where their notes are, though. Really? Trade. Huh? You help us, and I'll give you their progress reports. What do you say, Kara? Will you help us? Help the kitties? Do not help the kitties. Help the kitties. Not much of a choice, really, is it? Afraid not. Okay, fine. So, where do I start? Is there anything you can tell me that will help me track down your missing friends? Will no one listen to sense? Start with the Muellers, and I'll eat my hat if it doesn't end there, too. Don't mind him. He's set in his ways. We have every reason to believe the abductions take place in your part of the island. Yes, nowhere near the danger zone or the elders. Well, that doesn't make much sense. But I suppose nothing does around this place. My catalog starts beeping. Oh, my alarm. I have to get to work. You run along now. We don't want you arousing suspicions with your people. You can meet with us later. I'll make sure those reports are in your tent before this evening. Thanks, Kara. You're 1 in a million. I imagine the odds are far greater than that, given your new health status. Go! And thanks from all of us. After a rather painful journey, I'm very grateful to finally limp into camp. I have just enough time to get myself tidied up for work, and I'm about to peel off my filthy pajamas when I hear my catalog beeping. I have a message, but I can't tell who it's from. It's not from any of the contacts that Professor Popper programmed into it. In fact, there's no contact information at all. Unknown number. Are you sure it is wise to trust everyone? Anyone? What on earth does that mean? Who is this? Unknown number. There's a lot you don't know. Think carefully about who you confide in. Before I can think of a reply, the messages are gone, and my catalog has no record of them. I don't have time to think about any of this right now. I need to get ready. As soon as I'm presentable, I head over to the lab. I'm 10 minutes late. It doesn't give a good impression on my first morning. Ah, Iris. Good to see you. I was beginning to worry. Did you oversleep on your first day? I'm terribly sorry, sir. I think the traveling and all the excitement of yesterday. I take punctuality very seriously. He cuts across my apology. Not to worry, it's perfectly understandable. You'll find I'm quite relaxed about most things. As long as you get the work done, I don't mind what hours you keep. Thank you, sir. So, shall we get started? My goodness, what on earth happened to you? He's looking at the scratches all over my hands. Oh, I fell and tried to save myself by grabbing onto a bush. Not a secret drinker, are you, Iris? Oh no, sir. I'm a bit of a lightweight, to tell you the truth. Just teasing. We had to get those hands sorted out, though. They look pretty nasty to me. He goes to the tall metal cabinet in the corner and takes out a bottle and some cotton wool. He begins cleaning and tending to my hands while he talks. For today, I'd like you to help me with a few tasks around the lab to get the hang of things, but from tomorrow, I'll let you make your own choices about how to best carve up your time. Of course, you are primarily here to carry out your job as my research assistant. However, try to make the most of your time on the island. Once your work is completed, we'll be saying goodbye. This really is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity, so don't waste it all in the lab. Naturally, I need your help around here, but I'd also like you to get your hands dirty with some field work. Make sure you spend time exploring the island. It's a beautiful place, and there's a lot to see. Take the time to get to know the cats. A full understanding of their behavior is crucial to our research. There's plenty to see and do. However, you must be careful not to overwork. Take regular rest and relaxation. We don't want you to burn yourself out now, do we? I'll try to get the balance right. That's the spirit, so there you are. He's done a first-class job on my wounds, and they aren't bothering me nearly as much. I spend the rest of the day with the professor, getting to know the various pieces of equipment in the lab work, or how the various pieces of equipment in the lab work, finding out where everything is, and learning some of the basic duties I will be performing routinely. By the end of the day, I am exhausted. I make my way to my tent. I'm about to flop down on my bed when I see a package poking out from underneath it. It's the reports that Kibbles promised to deliver. The cats were right. The previous person barely made us start on producing an antidote. I'm gutted and worried. What if I can't do any better? Will I just turn into a cat? I decide that's not an option and resolve to get going on my own research into it tomorrow. My instincts tell me that the cats will be a good starting point. I have a feeling they know a lot more than they're prepared to tell me. I need to gain their trust and see if I can't get them to open up a bit. I'm sure I'll make more progress if I focus on one at a time. I'm optimistic that one-to-one sharing will prove fruitful. It's a small glimmer of hope. Tonight, I'm not fit for anything. I can barely even write in my journal before I fall asleep. The first morning of waking up on the island. I'm so excited to discover what the day will bring. Should I jump straight into lab research? Or maybe it would be wise to start investigating a way to help these cats and find a cure for myself. Perhaps a good starting point would be get to know the cats a little better on a one-to-one basis. What should I do today? Romance. Should do romance today. Romance some kitties. Oh no, I can only romance 2. McMurphy or Snooty Booty. Mystery cat! I like McMurphy. I mean, like as a cat. I mean, Snooty Booty has a better name. Let's go with McMurphy. Kara, wake up. Mummy, is that you? Shh, quiet, Kara. Come with me. I have something to show you, but you have to be quiet. McMurphy? Yes, it's me. But it's the middle of the night. Ah, Kara, you're not scared, are you? Why would I be scared? Creeping around in a forest in the middle of the night? Don't worry, Kara. I'll be there to protect you. McMurphy, you know very well that there's a force field around this island stopping anything from the outside getting in. It makes this a pretty safe place. Indeed, so the only things you have to worry about are the things that are already here. He leers at me with a mock snarl. Seriously, Murph, if you're the worst threat here, then this is the safest place on Earth. So come on, Kara, what are you waiting for? I follow the scraggy cat into the forest. The ground is wet and muddy, and I lose my footing a couple of times, but McMurphy is too determined to notice. Suddenly, he stops dead in his tracks. Here we are. Where is here, McMurphy? He ignores my question and starts digging into some mud and leaves on the ground. Almost got it. Could use a hand, Kara, if you don't mind. Get these leaves out of the way. That's it. Here we are. Okay. We keep digging until there's a fairly deep hole in the ground. My arms and night clothes are covered in mud and leaves, and McMurphy looks like a bog monster in the darkness. Ta-da! Sta? Can't you see it, Kara? I'm not sure what I'm looking at. Oh, I always forget how useless human eyes are in the dark. Just reach into the hole and take out whatever you find. Oh, God. I reluctantly reach into the burrow and feel something hard and cold against my hand. I wrap my fingers around it and pull it out. I know the shape, but my eyes can hardly process it. It's a bottle? That's right, Kara. This is my secret stash. No one knows about it, not a soul, but I thought I'd share it with you. Thought we could have kind of a welcome to the island party for 2. Secret stash? Is this booze? McMurphy lets out a wild laugh. That it is, Kara. You drink alcohol, but you're a cat. That can't be good for your body. It's not good for anybody's, but it does wonders for the soul, to be sure. Well, I suppose you're right there, McMurphy. I guess one little nip couldn't hurt. That's the spirit. I try in vain to get some of the mud off of me before giving up and sitting down against a tree. A sodden McMurphy curls up in my lap. It takes a while to uncork the bottle. McMurphy keeps telling me to smash it open and that the shards of glass will only add to the flavor. But eventually I succeed. My way. I pour a little out for McMurphy into a leaf, and I self-consciously swig from the bottle, feeling a touch uncivilized. Ugh, McMurphy! What in heaven's name is this? Ah, now, don't worry about that, Kara. It's not about the taste, it's about the company. I hardly think I'm the type of person you'd usually hang out with. Well, I usually hang around with cats, and they're not exactly what you'd call my type. I respond by widening my eyes as I take another swig from the bottle. Somehow it tastes less terrible the second time around. I find humans much more interesting. They usually have a lot to say, present company accepted. McMurphy winks at me with his huge green eyes, and I blush, trying desperately not to show how boring I feel compared to him. Don't take it harsh. I'm only joking, Kara. McMurphy, I've been meaning to ask you something for a while now. Anything, Kara, ask away. I'd love for us to get to know each other better. This Kara thing, you know my name is... The rest of my sentence is drowned out by McMurphy's howls of laughter. Ah, you make me laugh, Kara. You really do. I know exactly what your name is, Iris. Kara is just, it's like a pet name, you know? Kara means friend, buddy, amigo. It's something my mammy used to call people, and I guess it just stuck. It's one of the few things I remember about her, actually. That and her beautiful smile. Hey, flash me your pearly whites. I smile at McMurphy, awkwardly. He bursts into fits of laughter again. Ah, that's a lovely smile, to be sure. But you need to grow into it yet. Could I have a top up over here? Oh my gosh, good drunk bubbles. I don't know if I feel comfortable giving you more alcohol, McMurphy. I think you've had more than enough. In fact, I didn't even want to give you any in the first place. Do you not know that cats have 9 lives? And you want to waste them all on booze? And why not? Besides, the night is still young and we've only just begun our conversation. Come on, Kara, we've got a lot of chin wagging to do yet. Are you going to pour or not? Yeah, hell yeah. Part of me thinks I ought to be a responsible human here and cut off your alcohol supply, but... I believe in a true democracy. Would you care to expand on that, and perhaps pour the drinks as you do? The true democratic principle is that none shall have power over the people. Cats, whatever. How inspirational. I'll toast to that. Alright, McMurphy, but on your head be it. With the rejection of authority comes the responsibility for bearing the consequences of your actions. I pour some more of the suspect liquor into McMurphy's soggy leaf. I don't know how things work in cat protocol, but in human terms, you are very mature, very grown up, adult, oh, fiddlesticks, you're over a certain age, and as such can take responsibility for your own choices. I like it. Spoken like a true libertine. Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I can shake my tail when I feel the vibe. I can't believe I just said that. This stuff is stronger than it looks. My proverbial hat is off to you. I feel disproportionately pleased that Murph has paid me a compliment. Say, Kara, you ever been in love? McMurphy! That second leaf has gone straight to your head. The cat smiles, slyly. I'm gonna take that as a yes. Are you still with them? Neutral pronouns, yay. Well, I was never technically with them to begin with. Ouch. Well, it's definitely their loss. Oh, I don't think so, McMurphy. We've never actually met. You're not saying you're one of those, internet stalker types, are you? Them catfish that Kibble tells tales of? No, McMurphy, gosh. It was Bowie, okay? Who was in love with David Bowie, you know? Aww. Cute. McMurphy frowns and shakes his furry head. See these eyes so green I can stare for 1,000 years, you know? Ah, that's a charming song, but I'm afraid I have no idea what's going on anymore. Come on, McMurphy. Everyone knows who David Bowie is. Red hair, lots of makeup, one blue eye, one brown eye. Well, I did know one sweet soul with a blue eye and a brown eye, but I can assure you they wouldn't be caught dead in makeup. McMurphy snorts. Well, what about you, McMurphy? Who's the love of your life? Don't have one, Kara. Never have, never will. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a free agent. I'm a big old yeti out in the mountains. All hairy and smelly and alone. I gotta... I get a screenshot of that for a friend. For some reason, I find that very hard to believe, Mr. McMurphy. Fine, you're right. I'm a fool. A lovesick fool. Had my heart broken more than once, Kara, and each time hurt more than the last, I tell ya. The thing is, though, Kara, I can't remember a thing about any of them. Any of... what? I don't know. What were we talking about? David Bowie? Ah, that's right. So tell me how the two of you met. McMuffy, I think I'm drunk. What the hell have we been drinking? Leave me alone. I haven't touched a drop. I think I'm gonna vom. I wake up in the forest with a half-empty bottle in my hand and McMurphy is nowhere to be seen. How the hell did I get here? I can't remember a thing. I look at my catalog. Whoa, is that really the time? Crikey, I need to get to work. And this is my lunch break on my work. So I also will be leaving to get to work. Yeah. I'm gonna play some more of this probably later on tonight. So if you want to see how it goes and you're not around, make sure to check my videos. They should be there. But yeah, that's it for today. Thanks for watching. Bye.